I mean, I just think the brow lifts, just when people have maybe heavier or hooded brows, you can place Botox or Xeomin in a certain way.
Stop looking at me.
Why was that funny? What?
It's the way she's looking at me. I can't.
Jeez.
Go.
You want to sit on your lap?
I think we're
I
close
don't feel
enough.
like we're close enough.
Cut.
All right, welcome back to the AA Skin Babes pod. I am back with Heather Taylor, nurse injector, Kristen Sanborn, licensed esthetician, and new to our pod this week is Laura Jambrosic.
Nope.
Dang. I thought I had that. Jambrosic.
Like a bra.
Yeah, jam is in jelly, bra is in playtex, sick is in ill.
I was like repeating that over and over in my head.
Didn't work
and I
out.
swore I had it. Anyway, you are a,
Cosmetic tattooist.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
and she does cosmetic tattooing, not real tattooing, not body tattooing. Let me rephrase that. Okay, and so today's episode is going to be all about eyes. So we have Heather who does Botox and injections to help enhance your eyes, Kristen who does facial treatments to help your eyes, and Laura who does tattooing to help enhance your eyes. So let's go. Let's start with Laura.
Okay.
So let's get your backstory. How did you become part of the med spa?
Well, so about 6 years ago, I was at my, I have a salon I've had for 28 years in Raymore, and I was working, and my phone in my office started ding, 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 just blowing up. And the girls were like, turn off your phone. You're the only one that leaves it on and not on vibrate, so I'm getting in trouble. I stepped back in my office, and I'm like, who's Midwest Aesthetics? And I didn't know who it was. All I did was saw all these posts of people coming in liking my page. So I put it aside, turned it off, went back to work. I checked it out later, and so I thought, I don't know who this person is. I thought it was some woman that I had met in previous years in Overland Park. So I just turned it off. I thank this Midwest Aesthetics. Thank you for the referrals and the compliments on my work. So then about 2 weeks later, I have an appointment to do eyeliner. Well, a woman comes in, and then Kristen, which I did not know from Adam, came in and said, may I watch? I'd like to be with my friend and watch. I said, absolutely. So she comes in, and we're sitting down, and I'm doing this tattoo on her friend. And she said, and by the way, I'd like to introduce myself. I'm Kristen Sanborn from Midwest Aesthetics. And I was like, you're the one that blew up my phone? I said, so anyway, she said, I've been watching your work in my work, people that come in to do eyelashes and different services. And I'm like, where'd you get those eyebrows done at? Where'd you get the eyeliner done at? I haven't seen it hold this well or do this well. And so I was like, okay. She says, well, I'm getting ready to open my own practice in Harrisonville, and I'd like you, and I think you called me a Cass County girl, to come and join my team. And I was like, well, I mean, I've already kind of got my own gig here for a long time. And she says, just think about it. She says, you'll come as you want. You'll have a room for you. You'll pay a little booth rent. We just need a paramedical tattooist on board that can do liner brows, scar revision, vitiligo, breast cancer. I said, okay. So I thought about it for like 24 hours maybe, and I thought that'd be really fun. I've done this thing in Raymore forever, and this would be something I could go down once a week, meet new people, and so I said yes. So I think to myself, how many people from Butler, Adrian, Archie, Appleton City need tattoos? So in the first year I worked for her, I was so busy that I needed to be down there more than one day a week. And I think I've tattooed half of Appleton City, all the women, because I forgot once you get the hairdresser that everybody knows, or you get the bank owner that everybody knows, the grocery store owner that everybody knows, they're going to tell somebody, and they go, you go first and try it. And then, and it's a trickle effect. And so here I am 6 years later.
Yeah.
So to preference, before we were AA Med Spa, we were Midwest Aesthetics.
Yes.
And so that's what she's talking about. She's talking about us before we were Amazingly Ageless.
Yeah, that's when I was just a solo room esthetician doing my own thing. But let me tell you what, when I went to that appointment with my friend and I met Laura, I was just like, this woman is so cool. I want to be like her when I grow up. She was just...
She's a spitfire.
Absolutely me.
She's just a spitfire. She's like
Mm-hmm.
this little tiny lady with all this energy, and she's just cooler than cool. And, at that time, I wasn't really thinking about adding a tattoo artist, but it was like, she's got to join us.
Yeah, that's been awesome.
She's
ever
still
since.
here.
Yeah, I've loved all the people that have worked for you and you and your husband, and then Lena joined base here, another family member, and got to meet Kristen, learn all about things she does in her world, which I was not familiar with at all. And so, and her and I work close together in the same rooms, and a lot of her clients come to me, vice versa, and they're like, well, what do I do about this? And I'm like, I don't know, ask Heather. I don't know anything about this. Ask Heather. How long does it last? I have no idea. None.
All right, so we're going to get to today's topic, which is about eyes. So when it comes to, if we have someone that wants to do a little bit of everything, like they want to help just enhance with either tattooing or Botox, if they want to do a couple different treatments with a couple different people, what order would we kind of want to do that with? If she want to do eyebrow tattooing, and then she's like, but I also want to get Botox and fillers, would she come to you first, or would she come to Heather?
So I always prefer them to come to me first. If they don't, and let's say they had just gotten Botox maybe a week before that, then I'm like, well, we're going to push your appointment 6 to 8 weeks past that. It is best to start with me because whenever they're doing either
Is
the
that kind of
Botox
with
fillers-
all the treatments at the spa? Like if you're going to get facials, you're going to get laser, you want your clients first
Yes, I
before
would
they
prefer-
get other treatments.
Yeah, because you want to see a lady cry, just tell her she has to take her eyelashes off to get eyeliner.
Yeah, and most of those women don't.
They won't do it.
Yeah.
You kind of feel the same way? Like you...
Yeah, I mean, you definitely want either it to be completely set in and the brows are,
Yeah, skin's closed.
positioned,
Mhm.
everything's where it's supposed to be because that's kind of permanent, right?
Mhm.
I mean, you
Yeah.
don't want to be, having because we're not symmetrical from side to side.
absolutely.
So, if we're trying to do a brow lift on one side and it's not completely set in and they go to get their brows tattooed or microbladed, then, that's.
But it's one thing after I've gotten someone done, and maybe because I do very natural work. I won't do big wings because that's a fad. You can draw that on, but this is something. Even though it fades over time, it's still considered a semi-permanent tattoo. The shadowing will still be there. So when someone comes in to me and says they really want their eyebrows lifted, and I'm like, absolutely not. I'll give you a natural arch. But then if they want just a little more tweak, I learned that she could do that for them just by a few little injections in the eyebrow just to give it a little bit more arch.
So it's really nice to pair both of your guys' work together.
It is actually, yeah, in a lot of ways. Yeah, especially with the brows, because if someone wants more arch, but to do that permanently, 5 years down the road, they're like, wow, I look like I'm questioning the world. I wish I wouldn't have done that. I'm not going to do that to them. But in that time frame, if they just want a little more lift, she can finish it off.
Well, and I like how you don't do things that are in style right now because, like you explained, gravity, our face
Everything.
changes. Where that wing was, it's not
Wing
going
in
to
your
necessarily
20s,
be
wing in your 30s, wing in your
Exactly.
40s.
Yeah.
And that's legit.
Yeah.
And it may just be a shadowing, but it's still something like what's on her face.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll still be there. And so in the day I had so many young girls asking me probably 10 years ago if they could do these huge Kardashian eyebrows. And I'm like straight up and down, massive eyebrows, squared off, very, very dark black. And I'm like, absolutely not. That's a lasered off treatment that you will be, not wanting later in life because you're going to hate that. And you can do saline removal, but it'll still be a shadowing. And so that's a laser.
Yeah, I was so
appointment for you
excited
later.
after I got my first eyebrows done because my eyebrows, they're gray. And so when Laura put them in, it was like I had eyebrows. So I went home and Lena's got 4 brothers. And I was like, I got a tattoo, guys. And they looked at me and they were just scared. And they're like, Mom got a tattoo on her butt. And I was like,
I do a lot of
No,
women's first
it's my
tattoos. I
brows.
do a lot of first tattoos. And they're always like, what do you think I got it? And the people are looking at ankles and wrists and everywhere else. And they're like, I don't know. And they're like, you're looking at it.
Another good question I hear a lot is, do you, with the microblading, you don't use a tattoo gun, do you?
No. Now, so I microblading was a big, big craze for a very long time. The microblade itself, it can be very, very damaging to skin and create scar tissue. And so I did a little bit of microblading, in the early years. And then after that, because of that, more I researched, more I trained, realized how much damage that can cause. So I use hair. So when people do microblading, they're literally wanting hair stroked eyebrows. That they don't know the words, but they want a more natural brow. They're not looking like the old check marks of 20, 30 years ago. And so I use a pixel blade, and it's more of a tapping procedure to do that causes hardly any damage to the skin. Still hits the epidermis exactly where I need to be, but the skin, it's longevity of you keeping this up forever and ever and ever. You're not going to have scar tissue. Yeah.
So is that kind of bad? Like, what's the pain difference between doing that and like doing it with tattoo gun, or is there?
It's the same. It's the same.
Same.
Yeah. And I do like they're on black skin. I have to use a machine almost all because their skin is very oily and won't take to a tapping or even a microblading procedure to do. So they will use a machine. When I do breast work for breast cancer survivors, I do use body ink versus it's very large molecules. So these girls want to be one and done. They don't want to come in for touch-ups every couple years. And it is a muscle and it is the body. And so I use a machine for that. Sometimes lips I'll use a machine for. Lips are not the most comfortable procedure to get, even with the numbing cream.
I want lips so bad.
Yeah, we're gonna have to inject you.
We're
and
gonna
knock
do
you
it.
out.
I
Knock her out. She already do the brows.
I
can
want
do
my
the dental
eyeliner so
block.
bad, but I can't even go get my lips filled. I
Yeah.
don't. I told Heather, I said, you're going to put me under full anesthesia to do my lips.
what I
And
said.
I was like, how
Knock
am
her
I
out.
going to do
too.
eyeliner?
But
I'm
you
not.
did good for the lip flip.
Because it's 2 pokes. I don't think I could do a whole syringe in my.
But just think, with the dental block, it's just 2 pokes.
For our listeners here, I am deathly terrified of needles.
Yeah,
I hate that. I can't do it. I did get my first lip flip after sitting in her chair 3 different times,
Mhm.
getting up and saying, nope, can't do it.
And then finally, I was just like, "You're not getting up.
Not
You're gonna
this time.
sit
And I
here
want
and-"
fillers so bad, but I can't yet. I'm working it up.
Give it time.
Yeah.
I've only sat in her chair twice for that now, so we'll see
But
what
you
next
had a
time brings.
child. You can do this.
right?
You gave
you
birth.
can do
You gave birth.
anything.
I
A
also
bowling
had
ball
my man
came
wax
out
my
of somewhere.
butthole, but that doesn't mean I want to do that again. So
Yeah, and you took pictures and put it on TikTok.
and it's posted on TikTok.
I said it right.
Mhm.
Anyone
Yeah.
wants to see that one?
That
it's
was
on
a
TikTok.
proud mother moment.
Yeah.
It's great. It's so fun. I spit everywhere on that one. Sorry. Okay. Let's get back on track here. Heather, what are things that you do that help enhance the eyes that most people would do in conjunction to what Laura does?
I mean, I just think the brow lifts, just when people have maybe heavier or hooded brows, you can place Botox or Xeomin in a certain way.
Stop looking at me.
Why was that funny? What? I missed?
It's the way she's looking at me. I can't.
Jeez.
Go on.
You want to sit on your lap?
I think we're
I don't
close
feel
enough.
like we're close enough.
Cut.
Okay. So, anyways, back to what I was saying.
Back to the subject.
Yes. So you can do brow lifts with Botox and Xeomin, and for people that have heavier or hooded brows, and that really helps to kind of widen and brighten the eyes.
What about like deep crease lines between the brow, and like major frown lines?
So like in between
That-
like the glabellar area?
yeah, that Botox does not really touch.
Well, I always tell people I will do a little bit of filler in that area, like those number 11s, but I always make them try Botox or Xeomin at least probably 2 or 3 times.
So I have another. Okay.
Squirrel.
No. Okay. So we were talking about combining treatments.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there skincare that you guys are like, do not use before, after, like right after you guys do your treatments?
Yeah, for me, definitely
You.
retinol. Prescription strength retinol. Now,
Yep.
the stuff over the counter doesn't have as much. It doesn't have the highest percentage of retinol, but prescription strength retinol does. And even if people say, okay, I won't put it anywhere on my forehead for a week or 2 weeks before is what I recommend. They'll say, oh, I'll just put it down here. Well, the thing about prescription strength retinol, it is traveling over the entire amount of your skin. So
Yeah.
that I
It
tell people
migrates.
it migrates, yeah. And what that does, it lightens. And after I tattoo, I tell them to stay off it for at least 2 to 3 weeks after to let all that skin heal or close actually and get it. But then when they use retinol, they're going to be the person that comes to me on a yearly color boost because retinol still is turning over your skin faster, which is what we want to do to have young skin like this one. It's turning over a lot faster than say mine is. And so, but in doing that, you're also sloughing off and, because a semi-permanent tattoo that's that's underneath the skin just into that epidermis, as your skin sheds, so does the tattoo. So yeah, I mean, but I'm real transparent with everybody. If you use retinol, you're going to see me every year. With lips, when you tattoo lips, because you talk all the time, this is the most shedding part of our whole face. You're going to be getting a touch up every year.
Yeah. And don't laser too close to your eyebrows.
Yeah.
I've done that a couple times.
Take it right off.
Come to Laura with half an eyebrow, say, guess what I did?
So is that one instance? If you're going to do an IPL or laser hair removal or something, you want to do that a month or 2 before your eyebrow appointment then.
You can, but once your eyebrows have set in, we just have to be careful around them. And I just want to make sure I don't get too close so that I lift that pigment too. So you just have to tell me my eyebrows are tattooed on. Some people are so good like Laura that it's kind of hard to tell whether they have them tattooed on
because
or
of
not.
all the services that we do and in our industry. Most people, when they come in, it's not necessarily on my form, but I'll say, what kind of procedures do you do here? Do you do IPL? Do you do microneedling? Do you do acid peels and all? And then at that point, I'll say, nothing wrong with it. but here's your futuristic and what your cost
Mhm.
involved will be with me to keep this going, over time.
Needless
it's
to say,
gonna-
Laura sees Heather and I every year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This last time I went pretty
yeah,
long.
you
though.
did though. Yeah.
I need to get myself scheduled back in.
Well, your eyeliner I've never touched up.
No,
It's just there.
never. I
That's
know.
another thing about eyeliner, though. It's the spongiest tissue, and it has the longest hold of all the permanent makeup. With eyeliner, you'll do it once. You'll touch it up 6 to 8 weeks later. I'll see you about a year and a half from now. We probably won't even touch it up, and you might be good for 5 or 6 years, or even longer. I've known people that did it 8 or 10 years ago, and their liner's still there.
Well, and
Wow.
everybody is so scared about the pain, but since that tissue is so thin,
Absolutely.
it numbs
Very easy.
perfectly.
Yeah. So
I
that
mean,
is
I
the
didn't
least
feel
painful
anything.
procedure
That
to do with
was
the
the
eyes.
least painful.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
But everybody thinks it's going to be the worst.
I know.
Yeah. Just because it's around your eye.
Well, that scares me. Like it's like right there. Like
When
that's
people
where
say, "Have you ever poked anybody's eyeball?" I said, "I have never poked anybody's eyeball ever."
Yeah.
Not gonna happen. Okay, I got a death grip on the eye.
Okay, so what are some contraindications to semi-permanent makeup?
Like cancer or anything that you will say, no, I can't do it.
Oh, something that would make me not well.
Or like the lip shedding too.
The what now?
Like how you said, just
Oh,
as
yeah.
far as lip shedding, you wouldn't hold the.
I would, yeah, because years
Yeah.
ago I took a medication that I had to take for a post like chemotherapy, and it would cause hand shedding, feet shedding, and lip shedding, and it was just a temporary thing. They said it'd probably go away within a year. Well, my hands and feet did, but my lips still shed like probably twice as fast as yours. So I'm constantly in chapstick. So if I were to tattoo my lips, which I love to do, but every 6 months I'd have to tattoo my lips, which causes scar tissue, which I'm a non-candidate. So
Yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
Someone let me
Like
think about it.
eyeliner, like different eye shapes. You'd be like if you have someone that has like really hooded eyes, would you be like, I don't know if I would do it?
No,
or
it's actually okay because the hooded eyes, you can go up as thick as you want in eyeliner. It's never going to show, so it doesn't matter. But when you line the inside of that lash line, it opens her eyes up better. So that's actually a wonderful client.
Oh.
Hooded eyes.
That's
Because
a-
it's going to open up just by putting that tattoo in that lash line instead of, how you wake up in the morning and your eyes are just like, that's what I actually have done. I just have it in my lash line, and it just makes your eyes a little more open. So, but with hooded eyes, and I'm not always a big fan, unless you have big eyes like her, to do lower liner if you're over the age of 40 because
you
your
got
eyes are big
big
enough.
ass eyes.
You got big
Girl.
ass eyes. But they're good and
Jeez.
open, so I'm not timid to do that. But I would recommend to someone who had smaller eyes, even like yours are a little smaller, if you do lower liner, you're going to close your eye off.
Yeah.
And so, I'm just straight up with everybody. This is
This what looks
This is
best
it.
on you. Like
Yep,
this is
yep.
what you want won't look great on
it
you.
may not be the best because it may close your eye up.
And I
yeah.
think that's what makes you a wonderful professional. I mean,
Yeah.
me personally, if I was going to a professional for something like that, I would expect them to tell me that what I'm wanting, that's not for you.
Yeah, or it may
But
not
let's
be,
try
yeah.
this. This would be better.
Yeah, I'm very transparent because I don't want anybody coming back saying, or I don't want
Uh-huh.
to see somebody at Walmart and be like, oh my god, I shouldn't have done
Who
that.
did that?
That
Yeah,
was
who-
not my
yeah.
work.
No,
Well, it's walking
no.
advertisement too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
and I don't want women to
brows.
feel bad
my
about
brows,
themselves.
people are
And my
always
brows-
like,
I know, yeah.
Everybody's always looking at me and saying, wow, your brows are awesome.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? Laura?
Yep,
Yeah,
that's what I say too.
I know. I
So
get
you
lots of
can find
business that way.
Laura. Are you doing tattooing out of your Raymore shop?
I do. I've been there. Yeah, I think I've tattooed there about 12 years. Yeah, but I'm
Okay.
there Wednesday through Saturday, and then with AA every Tuesday. Yep.
So yeah, you can see her at the shop in Harrisonville every Tuesday, and then Raymore every other day.
Wednesday through Saturday.
I don't know. I can't.
Studio 58.
Yes.
Shout out.
Do a plug.
And what's your socials?
Facebook is the main one. Instagram.
She's
Okay,
our age,
where
remember?
can we? What's
How
your
about the top
usernames?
Well, you know what? I
we
have to have
found
my phone.
out.
I could give you the QR code, but I don't have it on me.
Okay. So we'll link her
We'll put it in
QR
the link.
code.
Or
Yeah.
just call AA well, actually, my number's on there. Yeah, just call
Yeah.
me direct. I book all my own appointments, kind of like I think Heather might.
Yeah. So we
Yeah.
can't book her if you call a spa. We cannot book her appointments for you, but we will give you her phone number for
Yeah.
you to call her.
Yeah.
We can't book your appointments. And then we got Heather. Where can we find you?
Midwest Aesthetics, Injections by Heather, or I'm also on the Amazingly Ageless.
And then
pages.
Kristen for the spa,
I'm just on the spa because I can't do anything else.
which we got Facebook, Instagram. We now have a TikTok for the
Yes.
spa. So you can follow our new TikTok at amazingly.ageless is the username for our TikTok. Also YouTube, podcasts. And then me, I'm Skin by Lena on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok,
Everything.
everything. I think that is all we have for today. Like, follow, leave us a comment if you have any questions you want us to talk about on the podcast. And we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Peace out.